coming at you from my house. Shelter in place, please stay at home and read lots and lots of books. You can still order books from us at bookbugkalamazoo.com and we will ship them to you. If it's one that we don't have in stock, we will have the warehouse ship it directly to you to save time. And we have lots of other shopping options, so please check us out. And keep an eye on our social media feed because we're doing lots of new special things all the time to get us through this really weird time. This particular video, I'm going to be talking about kids' reproductive health education books. We're spending a lot of time at home with kids who typically go to a school where a professional educator educates them, and a lot of us are now kind of wanting to be able to help with that education while we're at home. And reproductive health and puberty and all of, the talk is definitely something that, now might be a good time to have that conversation since there's a lot of extra time on our hands right now. So I'm going to talk about some books for different age groups. The first one that I love, What Makes a Baby? This is definitely for a younger age group. It's especially useful for kids that are starting to ask where babies come from. This is a really good answer to that question. If we're about to get another sibling, this is also a really good book. It talks about there's the egg cell. It talks about the science of how babies are made, and it's also super inclusive and not your typical when a mommy and a daddy, because there's lots of ways to have a family, and so this is very aware of that and very inclusive. And I love the way that everything is just differently colored. So the illustrations are really fun. This is a great book. And we do have a couple of these in stock right now at the bookstore. Moving up a little bit, this one is probably for kids a little bit older. Tell me about sex, Grandma. Number one, the title is just great. I love that. The illustrations are also interesting. It's a lot of different media. It talks about curiosity, being totally natural about sex, and that there are lots of places that you could get information from, but it's best to ask somebody that you trust, like Grandma. And it has a really nice open dialogue about answering those questions, having conversations and being comfortable in the uncomfortable. It's a great resource. Moving up a little bit more, this is kind of more of your 8 to 10, 12-ish age group. Sex is a funny word. This is the same people that brought you What Makes a Baby. This is their older kid version. It is a graphic novel. We love graphic novels. Kids love graphic novels. It makes it so much easier. You're not reading a textbook or anything. The illustrations are still that really fun cartoony kind of thing. It's also extremely gender inclusive and informative and age appropriate and sensitive and fantastic. There's different chapters with different topics, and then at the end there are discussion questions, so it kind of prompts a dialogue between parents and kids about some of the some more details, and you can kind of personalize it to your life and what you want to discuss with your kids, and what other additional values and lessons and things you want to pass on. So moving away from the physical body education a little bit, My Mixed Emotions is another really good one. This is less reproductive necessarily, probably very relevant with puberty, and also just generally learning about our emotions, especially in a time like right now. This is such a good book to have around, and there's lots of activities in here about dealing with your emotions, dealing about fear and worrying and handling anger. Fantastic book. I will hopefully be doing a video soon that's specifically on different books about handling emotions. And this is definitely one of those, but I thought I would bring it in here also. And then, so there's two more that I want to talk about before we wrap up today. One of them is a new graphic novel called Go With The Flow, which, as you can imagine, is about a group of girls as they start to get their periods. And Yeah, it just the fact that this is the subject matter front and center in a graphic novel that is accessible to kids at the age where this is happening is great. Lack of knowledge is probably the worst possible thing when it comes to stuff like this. You know, getting your period and not knowing what's going on, not knowing whether or not it's normal. Yeah, so just normalizing it, making it something that's not something to be afraid of. One last book I'll mention before we wrap up is called The Moon Within by Ada Salazar. When I read it, I borrowed it, and so I don't actually have it with me. It is a middle grade novel in verse that is about a young girl who is at the age where she's going to get her period soon. Her mom is re-exploring some of their roots, their Mexican indigenous roots, and trying to like make a bigger deal and a lot of ceremony about her getting her period, and she does not like that at all. She's like, "Mom, just shut up, please, like leave me alone." And at the same time, her best friend is also questioning gender and how that fits in with puberty, and it's such a great book for dealing with that time in your life. So those are the books that we have right now in store, ready to go, that will help start those discussions at home. Yeah, so you can order those online with us at the bookstore, and we will have them to you shortly. And if we don't have them, we will get them to you shortly. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. So like this video, share it, and follow us on social media. If you subscribe to this YouTube channel and click the bell, you'll get notifications when we put out new videos, and I'm hoping to do more of this education recommendation kind of content. So definitely let us know in the comments too what stuff you're hoping to see from us, and we will try to bring it to you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.